it's a tough fight for. Look, I advise Crawford not to take a fight like that because I know what it's like when you give too much weight away. Even though Crawford is a big welterweight fighter and and he's a strong fighter as well. But look, Canelo is just a bit stronger and heavier in my opinion.
Of the fight with Crawford and Canelo that's likely to be announced.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think the fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, because we could see this fight. Canelo.
Now that it's confirmed that Canelo will fight against Crawford in September, boxing professionals have now shared their opinions and picks ahead of the fight of the year. Renowned boxing trainer Teddy Atlas, known for his sharp analysis and no-nonsense approach, isn't shy about picking Crawford to pull off the upset against Alvarez. Speaking on the Fight podcast, Atlas expressed his belief in Crawford's special qualities that transcend physical advantages.
How is Crawford, his composure, going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah. He's the weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6.
I think you know where I'm leaning. I'll make it even clearer when I'm leaning so there isn't a lot of suspense. I ain't going against Crawford. I do think he is that special guy. I think Canelo's special too, but Crawford even more so. He hasn't learned how to lose yet. I think he does have those special ingredients that go beyond the physical. So that's it, okay? You don't like it? Too bad. Atlas acknowledged that while both fighters are exceptional, Terence Crawford possesses something unique. Teddy Atlas's endorsement carries significant weight, given his decades of experience training world champions and analyzing the sport's biggest fights.
6. If you had on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. When a guy has that ingredient, and very, very few.
Tony Bellew has long admired both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. But who does he think will emerge victorious when the pair finally collide? Crawford's record is one of the most impressive in boxing, but that ledger can take on a completely different look if he can somehow register a win over Canelo. The size difference between the pair is set to be big, but Bellew, a former world champion at cruiserweight, believes that Crawford has the skills and speed to cause a minor upset. His boxing brain is just so good that I just think he finds a way to get the job done, said Bellew when speaking exclusively to DAZN. He's been talking about nothing but this fight for 2 years, and his focus towards Canelo tells me that his focus has been on this fight for a very long time.
What would you rather see more? Canelo and Crawford, or Fury and AJ? And you know what? I thought to myself, if you'd asked me that 12 months ago, I'd have jumped to Fury and AJ all day. But if you'd asked me now, I don't know. I think I might want to see Canelo. I don't know. Do you know what? For British boxing and the domestic scene, I'd rather see Fury and AJ. But for an actual boxing match and a spectacle,
there's lots to be
Canelo
said.
And Crawford is right up.
It will be tough. Crawford will need to be perfect, but he's made a career of being perfect, and I think that his extra sharpness and speed will be a big factor. Canelo will be putting the pressure on non-stop, and Crawford will have to ride out some storms, but I just see him doing just enough and being that more clinical in a brilliant fight that he can win on points. Speaking to YSM Sports Media back in January, IBF welterweight world champion Jaron Boots' Ennis couldn't pick a winner in the bout. It's a good fight, a 50-50 fight, and I guess it's a fight that everybody wants to see.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he
he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close.
He has since changed his mind and now leans towards Alvarez, telling Fight Hub TV that Crawford's jump up to super middleweight to face the division's best with no fight in the interim is a mistake. I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he's been putting big guys out and Canelo's not even really a 168 pounder. He probably really should be at 160 maybe, and he's been hurting these guys. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight at like 160 just to get the feeling of somebody a little bit bigger and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta develop, put the muscle on. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build right now, but I think he should just stay sharp. And that way he doesn't have a long layoff.
It's 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it, so so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, the feeling of somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should just to stay.
Bivol was asked to offer his opinions on a much-discussed possible battle between extremely talented fighter Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, regarded as one of the finest in the sport today.
Terence Crawford wanting to fight Canelo 3 divisions up. Good idea, bad idea?
I don't remember sizes of Terence Crawford.
Welterweight.
If he big, actually.
Maybe he's probably my size, maybe like 170, I think.
I remember when I came to the boxing gym.
I remember when I came to the boxing gym, one of the first lessons I learned was you should respect weight classes. But Terence is one of my favorite active fighters. He has good skills, very good skills. Maybe he could show us something. He already knows what to do. His coach knows they will find a solution on how to do it, Bivol said. Directly asked whether he thought Crawford might beat Canelo, Bivol said, "I can imagine it." This demonstrates how much Bivol values Crawford's abilities despite having to challenge with a naturally larger opponent. Bivol also said that Crawford's ring intelligence could provide him an advantage over Canelo. "I could tell you that Crawford is one of the best fighters in the world right now. I see him with more boxing IQ."
One of the first lessons which I should learn, it's like you should respect weight classes. What it means. But Terence Crawford now is one of the favorite fighters, active fighters. I mean, he has good skills, very good skills. Maybe he could.
Former unified super lightweight champion Amir Khan jumped 2 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez back in 2016 at a catch weight of 155 pounds. The fight ended when Canelo landed a thundering right-hand square on Khan's chin in the 6th round that sent the Brit crashing onto the canvas. Khan also fought Terence Crawford back in 2019. After being dropped in the very first round, the Englishman lost the fight in the 6th via technical knockout. In an interview with Boxing News, Khan said, "It's going to be a great test for Crawford."
I think that Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that.
However, turning to why the fight hasn't happened yet, Khan said, "It seems to me that Canelo is scared and doesn't want to fight him. All these excuses he's coming out with. Julio Cesar Chavez is one of those backing Alvarez." The Mexican icon has shared his prediction for the fight and offered a bold outcome that not many fans might expect. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Julio Cesar Chavez said Canelo Alvarez will not only win the fight but knock Crawford out. "It's really an uneven fight," Chavez said. "Crawford is a great fighter, but Canelo is out of his league. Crawford is going for the money, and Canelo is going to knock him out."
Bueno, es una pelea muy dispareja, la verdad. Crawford es un gran peleador, pero no tiene nada que hacer en ese peso. Con todo respeto, él va por el dinero y Canelo lo va a noquear.
The 2 fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Oscar De La Hoya, despite his complicated relationship with Canelo Alvarez, has shared his thoughts on a possible showdown between the Mexican superstar and Terence Crawford. De La Hoya insists that his predictions regarding any potential fight involving Canelo are unbiased. Oscar De La Hoya has a bold opinion on the potential outcome of this hypothetical matchup. The former world champion believes that Canelo, with his greater size and power, would have a clear advantage over Crawford.
You know?
Finally, Oscar, Terence Crawford says he wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, like, man, the dog that's in Terence Crawford. If Canelo is victorious against Charlo.
At 154, Crawford didn't really look too dangerous up in the ring against a beast. So imagine Canelo being the bigger guy. Being a beast, it's almost like a no contest. I mean, come on. When has a smaller good guy ever beaten a good bigger guy? It's never happened in the history of the sport. It's rare. De La Hoya told Fight Hub TV Crawford, renowned for his technical ability and punching power, would face a significant physical challenge in taking on Canelo at his natural weight.
Canelo?
Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime. Anytime. Because, and this is look, I said before, the big talented man will always beat the small talented fighter. But Terence Crawford is not small. Terence Crawford is a...
While some experts believe Terence Crawford possesses the skills to compete with Canelo, the disparity in size and power could prove decisive. For now, the future of this potential fight remains uncertain. Both fighters have existing commitments, and the possibility of an agreement will hinge on several factors, including contract negotiations and strategic decisions from both teams. There aren't many fighters that have shared the ring with both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. The only man to do so inside a professional ring was Amir Khan, suffering stoppage defeats to the pair, and he's already given his thoughts on how a potential Crawford versus Canelo matchup would go.
What do I think of that fight? Yeah. I think that, everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big for Crawford. It'll be a tall task for him to win.
There are a few more that have sparred the two men though, and one of them has now given his take on how he thinks the fantasy clash could unfold. That man is middleweight contender Kieron Davis, who even took on fellow Canelo rival David Benavidez back in November 2021. Having sparred both Bud and Canelo, Davis told Mill City Boxing that he thinks it would be extremely tough for Crawford and would back Alvarez to get the victory. Canelo is a big guy, it's going to be a lot. He can take a punch, so you're not going to hurt Canelo. I don't think Crawford can hurt him with one punch. Maybe he can cut an eye or something or bother him to the body.
It'll be a lot you have to, it'll be a lot to get that victory based on, size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skill. It'll be hard. I mean, nothing's impossible.
He has to get some flesh on gloves and go to the body. It's going to be a tall task. Canelo can really fight. He has moves and traps. It's not easy. In boxing, nothing is impossible. But if I had to bet, I'd put money on Canelo. I'm not taking anything away from Crawford, but Canelo is great. Can Canelo stop him? He's a bigger guy. I think one punch can do it. Former 4-division title holder Mikey Garcia said he disapproves of a potential super middleweight clash between Saul, Canelo Alvarez, and Terence Crawford.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo...
Crawford, who gritted out a win over Israel Madrimov last August to earn a 154 pounds title, has expressed interest in moving up 2 divisions to challenge Alvarez, who would represent the most significant opponent and payday yet for Crawford. Garcia recently told Fight Hub TV that his path crossed with Crawford's at last December's World Boxing Council convention in Hamburg, Germany, where he lauded him on all his accomplishments to date. Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen, Garcia said. I told him, dude, you're a bad man. You've been a bad man. You don't always get the recognition because of politics in boxing and favoritism here and there, but he truly does have the skills. He's a great fighter, and he's proven it multiple times, obviously.
Fighting at 168, Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now,
where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Canelo ain't gonna...
Still, Garcia questions how Crawford, who fought early in his career at lightweight, would deal with Alvarez at 168, where Canelo unified the division and has yet to lose a fight. Alvarez has faced the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, Jermell Charlo, and Jamie Munguia, among others, at 168, which currently makes him the most experienced fighter in the division. Where do you plan on going? 164, 165, 166? Garcia asked. Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160, maybe 166 maximum if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, the power and size. Now, skills-wise, I think Crawford is a better skilled fighter. But the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight.
Come down to 160. Yeah, Canelo ain't gonna come down, you know, maybe 166 max if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skilled fighter.
Garcia said Crawford, a 37-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, has accomplished all that he can in 4 divisions between 135 and 154 and acknowledges the financial lure of a Canelo fight for Crawford, who has never faced a marquee opponent. But he called on both Alvarez and Crawford to consider taking different career paths rather than facing each other. As a fight fan, I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like Artur Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol again, Garcia said. If he wanted to challenge himself, then he should move up to 175 and challenge himself against those guys, not a smaller guy moving up.
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence.
And same thing with Crawford. He doesn't need to fight Canelo. He can just fight other guys at 154. It was confirmed that the 2 pound-for-pound superstars will meet at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on Friday the 12th of September, with the fight announced following Canelo's victory over William Skull in Saudi Arabia on Saturday. That win saw the Mexican superstar add the International Boxing Federation belt to his World Boxing Council, World Boxing Organization, and World Boxing Association collection to once again become undisputed at 168 pounds. But it was a fight that drew a lot of criticism from boxing fans for the lack of action that it contained.
Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision as opposed to win the fight. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. He was boxing well.
Most of the complaints were in the direction of Skull for his lack of desire to engage, but some onlookers believed the performance from Canelo could have Crawford licking his lips ahead of their meeting in 4 months. Crawford was ringside to watch the fight between Canelo and Skull, and he sympathized with his upcoming rival for his performance. Canelo did what he had to do to get the job done with what was in front of him. Everything happens for a reason. September, I'll show the world what greatness looks like. I'm the best. And that's why everyone will come to watch on September 12th. Canelo defeated Skull by unanimous decision after the judges scored it 115, 113, 116, 112, and 119, 109 in his favor, and he condemned his opponent for not coming to win. That's why I don't like to fight those kind of guys. They come to just survive and do the 12 rounds. I hope September will be another kind of fight. With that kind of fight, it's a boring fight. Not trying to win or survive. I hate those kinds of fighters.
And then he just stopped doing what he was doing earlier. I don't know. I can't call it.
Do you think Canelo slipped as a fighter?
No, I don't. I just think that, William was doing a good job neutralizing Canelo power punches.
He moved even more than I thought. It's okay, I win. 2-time undisputed champion. Crawford is one of the best out there. I like to share the ring with those kind of fighters. Everybody is asking for the fight. That's why we are here. What are your thoughts on the picks of these professionals for the Canelo versus Crawford fight in September? Who do you think will emerge victorious? Let's know your thoughts in the comment section. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.